Hey, what's going on, friends and family? My name is Skylent. Today we're going to be talking about toxicity in Overwatch, specifically toward players who play off meta. And this is a big issue because over on the console side, you can actually be banned for enough reports. Apparently, that's always been a thing. But with the more recent announcement of Jeffy, really just kind of asking the community to play nice and all that good stuff. One big issue that I'm finding is more people are more ready to report than ever for me or anybody, it's anybody. A lot of people do this. Basically, it's solo queue. Anybody can pick whatever they want, right? But essentially, I'm going to say my experience, me playing Sombra, me playing Symmetra, me playing Hanzo, me playing Torbjorn. I enjoy certain characters in this game, and I enjoy playing them. And just because they're not, I don't play them because they're unpopular. I play them because they're fun, but I do also get off a little bit on the fact that they are unpopular. They are niche, and I can do some things that are very unexpected, and I win when that, that works out. But if my team's fighting against me, it's hard to win. And when my team is just constantly screaming, report me just because I picked a character, even though I might be good with that character, you're going to lose games. And that kind of sucks. You're not only going to lose games, but you're also going to get reported. And I wonder if you can get mass reported, and then maybe one day you do actually slip up. Maybe you do type something a little bit more aggressive. You call someone's win rate trash, and then all of it compiles together. It's like, oh, this guy has mass reports, and then here's this one, proof that he said something a little bit aggressive on chat, so let's ban him. Anyways, that's actually a true story of what happened with League of Legends. He used to jungle Twitch. Somebody said that I was bad. I looked at his win rate. I said, hey, your win rate is trash. And all the reports plus that combined was enough to actually get me banned in League of Legends. Is the word trash toxic? That's another video. I know that I got Thorin fired. He actually called a player trash and garbage. But whether that's too aggressive, whether that's insulting or statistically accurate, maybe it's both. I don't know. However, regardless, it can, I think, help you get banned, and it can just kind of be, really toxic toward the player. Like all these reports and this sort of like report community, man, this report mindset that everyone has is really annoying, and it's really unhealthy. Like if you immediately jump into a game, for example, and I pick Sombra, like I first pick Sombra because I'm confident and I want to play it, so why would I not first pick it? If no one's picking, why? Just there's no reason not to. And so people will be like, oh, insta-locking Sombra. Well, insta report. Everybody else report. They'll go in all chat, hey, just report Skylent. And it's not just me. Like, this is going to be all sorts of people. I'm not the only one who enjoys Sombra or Hanzo. I mean, you guys should know what I'm talking about if you play Overwatch. Like, oh, you guys in the comments are probably like, oh, freaking Hanzo players. And it's true, man. Hanzo is a certain, kind of character. So is Torbjorn and Sombra. Like, they're kind of gimmicky, and, they kind of play a little bit weirder than others. And that's why some people really enjoy them and just them. And that's why they just want to play those type of characters. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, especially if you're good. There's tons of people, okay, maybe not tons and tons and tons, but there are a number of players who are extremely highly ranked, much higher than me, even though I'm pretty high, and they just play one character. And that's fine, because I guess they they get it done, they have fun, and that's it. But it's really hard to get to that point. It's really hard to get up there and known as a character, and it's really hard to climb. I think that it's possible that elo hell does exist for certain players, and that's going to be players who are really hard-headed, and they really want to stick to one character. And this kind of sucks. Like, it just kind of sucks, especially or maybe especially because of a game like Overwatch, where in Overwatch you can switch characters at any time. So all throughout the game, all throughout the match, from the beginning and then all the way through the match, there's always this open conversation. There's always a dialogue to be had about, hey, is the character you're playing, is that really the best character that you could be playing personally? And is it the best for this map? Is it the best for this particular point in the map? And so there's always this conversation, like, is the meta favoring it right now? What are the chances that the enemy team is going to have a Pharah? Shouldn't we have a long-range hit-scan character to deal with the Pharah, maybe? If Pharah is really meta, then yeah, you're probably going to want your other DPS to do that. And if not, then it doesn't matter. Get a Junkrat, whatever. And there's also, like, your team composition. So if you happen to have 4 DPS total, and you're one of those DPS, you would greatly increase your chances of winning, probably, if you play probably a different role, man. You jump on Zarya, or you can jump on Roadhog even. You know, at least that helps a little bit of tankiness, maybe. I'll go Ana. I don't know, probably not. Mercy's pretty hype. I don't know. But anyways, there's always this conversation that you should have with yourself, right? And that's gonna happen with your teammates of, should you be changing characters? But here's the thing, guys. We're talking about solo queue, okay? And sure, solo queue has a meta. Like I already said, you know, you gotta think of the chances of what the enemy team might have, just like, you know, in King's Row, there's probably going to be a Widowmaker, you know, on their first offense. It's most likely going to happen just because it's just super, it's just common, man. It's just freaking stats, man. It's just very common that people do that. And you got to think, well, maybe you need a soldier or you're going to need a shield to kind of prevent some headshots, some pickoffs from that. And, you know, there is that. There is a slight meta to solo queue, but it's still solo queue, which is filled with randomness. And it's filled with randoms. It's filled with people who are not really cooperating together. And so characters, in my opinion, like Hanzo or Sombra or Bastion or even Torbjorn, who can like immediately disrupt players. Okay, like jump in and they're like, oh snap, there's a turret. Instantaneously, their whole plan falls apart. Or Hanzo, which gets just like a random pick from anybody. I mean, he can even pick tanks off. That just completely disrupts them. And obviously Sombra, that's like all she does. And this can, even though maybe technically you do need another support or maybe you do need another tank, this is how these characters can come to life in solo queue. Even if you just spam them, if you just play them, even in sometimes the wrong situations, but because it is different and because it is something unique to you and your playstyle, it can work in solo queue, and that's why it's really fun. And I think that's one thing that's kind of holding back a lot of regions from really leveling up their game to like Korean level, because we could see Koreans do crazy stuff. They do ridiculous stuff. They take those risks. They take those chances, and that's awesome. And that's in competitive. And of course, a lot of people are going to say, well, that's because they are a team. But I would say that in solo queue, whenever you try to have the most vanilla team composition ever, then you just have the most obvious counters, and it just makes it more obvious how the enemy team can win. It just makes it more clean for them, you know, how to solve the, you know, it turns a problem from long division into simple subtraction. That's what it does. Simple subtraction, geometry, whatever. So I enjoy off meta picks. I do. I can't say I don't, but I just enjoy the characters that I play simply because I enjoy them. So, I mean, there was a time where Genji, I really enjoyed Genji, and I played a lot of Genji, but he was meta as well. I enjoy certain characters, and I'm sure you guys do too. The off-meta-ness also does add to it though, for sure. But I'm not here trying to ruin your games. I'm sure tons of people who are just like me aren't trying to actually ruin games. We're trying to win. We're trying to do our best to actually win as consecutively as usually as possible. We want to win more often. We are trying to win. But we're also trying to have fun, and we're trying to level up our game, and we're trying to really understand the you know, under the hood, the deeper gameplay, and we're trying to really learn how to play with our teammates. Sometimes playing with your teammates isn't just switching whenever somebody's trying to micromanage you. Don't let people micromanage you. You are the one playing your game. The point of a team game isn't just to have one shot caller that tells everyone else how to play. You know, this isn't an RTS. We are our own people, and we can make our own decisions. What I want to do, and whenever I jump into Overwatch, is play Sombra in every situation possible, basically, and try to work with my team, people who are really concerned about me playing Sombra, or some people who really want to work with me. You know, then I want to play with both kinds of people and learn how I can operate with them. Should I just support Sombra, kind of, if my team doesn't trust me? Should I just play back and more reactively? And if my team does support me, should I be really proactive since they'll follow me? You know, these are the sort of the mental games that you need to play in solo queue, and that's why that's why I love solo queue, but I think that's why we all love solo queue. As we're going in, and there's all sorts of weird compositions, there's all sorts of weird gameplay that's gonna happen because it's solo queue. It is not teams. It is an entirely different beast. It's an entirely different game. That's why I play solo queue and all, like, MOBAs. Dude, MOBAs, shooters, whatever. I love solo queue because really it's 1v everyone else. It's not teams. That's not how it feels. It's you versus everyone else, and how everyone is really playing for themselves. Everyone is trying to win in their own way for themselves. And that's cool. That's fine. And once you realize that, maybe you can stop being so toxic and just screaming report whenever somebody picks a character, play your game, and do the best that you can do personally. Now, of course, Overwatch is still a composition game. There's still, some suggestions to be made. But in the end, please remember that, guys. If you're going to scream toxicity at everyone else in the game just because they are playing the game in their own unique way, I don't know, man. You're playing the wrong game. And you're actually just hurting yourself. You're hurting yourself, you're hurting your team, you're hurting the chances of everyone actually winning, and really, you're just making the game less fun. So for you, in your brain, you're trying to think of, trying to make the game less toxic, We don't need these filthy Hanzo players. Oh, dude, we do. That's what makes the game fun, is it's different. There's so many cool things you can do in the game. That's why I love hero shooters, and that's why I love solo queue. So solo queue Overwatch is freaking hype for me personally. And personally, I have to say, my experience has been good, but there's a lot of times, and it's ever growing, of people ruining my fun. On my own team, you are actually ruining my fun. Not because you suck. It's okay if you suck. I don't care. I'll carry you. So I'll try. It's not because you suck. It's not because you pick a certain character generally. It's just because you're not playing with the team. And I'm not saying you need to be a mercy if we don't have a support. I've won tons of times without a support. No, seriously. Really, you need to play with the team with the right mentality. Sportsmanship goes not just for your enemies, not just rivalries, but also your teammates. I know in the end we are just randoms. I know in the end we are, in a way, enemies. We could be on the other team the next game. I understand that. But seriously, don't scream report just because somebody picked a character. That's really all I got to say. I think I've mentioned everything ever. This is just a rant. This is just a ramble. You want more of them? Let me know, guys. Like, subscribe. Share the video on Overwatch. I don't know, man. Either way, whatever you do, I hope you're having fun. Hey, my name's Skylent, and I'll see you in the next one.